There we go. I think I'm live. Hit record on that bitch. Oops, I didn't mean to have the news up right away. Hello. Welcome to my stream. Or, since there isn't anybody here at the moment, welcome if somebody decides to watch this later. This is my third. This week I started doing a live gaming talk show kind of deal. I'm streaming myself talking about some gaming news, and then I try to cut it up and put it into like a shorter video and make some shorts out of it. I've only posted one video so far, one longer video and a couple shorts, so you might have seen that. Yeah, no, today might be a bit of a shorter one than yesterday. I'm trying to just kind of refine this and see like what works best for me and like time wise. But I'm really enjoying doing this, and I love talking about video games and news related to video games. So I thought this would just be like a fun outlet for me to chat about that stuff and maybe grow my channel. Hopefully, anyways. Whatever. Let's get right into it, I guess. So, biggest news of today, April 23rd, 2025, was Ghost of Yōtei is officially coming to PlayStation 5 on October 2nd. So, just for clipping purposes, I'm going to say Ghost of Yōtei was given a release date of October 2nd. So they posted a new trailer for this, and I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to kind of react with it as this. I've seen like the first 20 seconds, but it's like 3 minutes long. So I'm going to watch that. Learn about Atsu's journey plus our collector's edition. I'll read this part first. Okay, so this is posted on the PlayStation blog from Andrew Goldfire. He's works at Sucker Punch. I thought he was like in the games media. Maybe he's... We are so excited to announce that Ghost of Yōtei comes to PS5 on October 2nd, 2025! Exclamation mark. It's been nearly 5 years since we shipped Ghost of Tsushima, and in that time we've been hard at work making Ghost of Yōtei something special. While the stories are unrelated, it's important to us to make this a worthy follow-up to Jin's journey, and we can't wait for you to experience Atsu's quest for vengeance later this year. So they have the trailer here, but as you can see, it's taking me to... I don't need to prove my age, so I have it already pulled up right here. So yeah, just play it. Turn it down a little bit. Man, Ghost of Tsushima was one of my favorite games of that year. Honestly, of all time. So excited for this sequel. Oh, okay, so it's like these are the bosses, basically. That's sick. Oh my god, the graphics. Little wolf. Ow. Youch. That would hurt. Okay, so he's the big bad. This is so exciting. Oh my god, this game's gonna play like a movie. I'm so damn excited for it. Oh, frig. Is that a grave? Who died? Oh, her whole family. Oh, music's kicking in. Is this? I think it's very quiet on the thing. Let me. Oops. Oh my god. Turn it up a bit. Sorry, let me rewind this a little bit actually. Oh my god, this game looks beautiful. I wonder how big the map is compared to the first game. Riding through fields in that first game was so satisfying. Oh, you got a spear now. Oh, I'm liking the new weapons. You got a wolf buddy. Oh my god, this it's like badass simulator 2025. It's weird that they just like randomly would drop this on a Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yeah. Oh.
Back where all this started.
Okay, so October 2nd, 2025. One thing though about this game, we'll go back here. One thing about this game though is this seems like one of the first AAA games that is committing to a launch of the fall, because as everybody knows, GTA 6 is set for release this year, and it seems to me like a lot of people haven't announced their games release dates yet because they're waiting for GTA 6 to announce its and like if it's going to make it this year or not. But it's crazy that they would just commit to this October 2nd date. Like I wonder why. Like was it going to be leaked or something? Like I feel like they should have just waited a bit longer until there was some more news from GTA 6, but you know, whatever. Cuz you know, I am so excited for this game. This is one of my most hyped games of all time, honestly. Like Ghost of Tsushima is up there for one of my favorite games of all time. Probably my favorite like PlayStation like exclusive franchise basically. But it's GTA 6. Like if I had to choose between the two, I'm going to choose GTA 6. And I know literally everybody else would. And that's no detriment to this game. It's just raising up how amazing GTA 6 is. So I guess we'll see if like this changes. You know, what if GTA 6 is going to launch on October 2nd? I imagine this one's probably going to move till a little bit earlier, a little bit later, I guess. But I guess we'll see. So I want to read a bit more about this here. Alongside today's news, we've also released our latest trailer for Ghost of Yōtei, the Onryo list. Onryo. Okay, I definitely said that wrong, but 16 years ago, in the heart of Izo, called Hokkaido in present day, a gang of outlaws known as the Yōtei Six took everything from Atsu. They killed her family and left her for dead, pinned to a burning ginkgo tree outside her home, but Atsu survived. She learned to fight, to kill, and to hunt, and after years away, she has returned to her home with a list of 6 names: the snake, the oni, the kitsune, the spider, the dragon, and Lord Saito. This is exciting. Oh my god, the plot of this game sounds like so fun. I love a good revenge story, you know? One by one, she's hunting them down to avenge her family, armed with the same katana used to pin her to that burning tree all those years ago. Oh my god. Doesn't that just have some good ass storytelling right there? But while Atsu's story begins with vengeance, she'll find there's more to her journey than just revenge. As she explores Izo, Atsu will meet unlikely allies and forge connections that help give her a new sense of purpose. Got some screenshots. These are all from the trailer, I assume. So that's the big bad there. Oh my god. Whew, cannot wait. Mm, we hope the brief look in today's trailer gave you a taste of what you can expect from Ghost of Yōtei. Beyond your first look at the Yōtei 6, you'll spot some of the gorgeous scenery of Izo, as well as a handful of Atsu's new weapons and a few of her allies, and even a new gameplay mechanic that will allow you to glimpse at Atsu's past and understand everything that was taken from her. But we've only scratched the surface. In Ghost of Yōtei, we've built upon and evolved a way you explore the open world, offering even more freedom and variety than in Ghost of Tsushima. You'll choose which leads to follow as you pick which Yōtei 6 member you want to hunt down first. Oh, cool. Atsu can also track other dangerous targets and claim bounties, or seek out weapon sensei to learn new skills. Izo is wild and is deadly, as it is beautiful. As Izo is wild and as deadly as it is beautiful. As you trek across the open world, you'll find unexpected dangers and peaceful reprieves, including some returning activities from Tsushima, and you'll be able to build a campfire anywhere in the open world for a rest under the stars. Oh, I like that. We want you to have the freedom to explore Izo however you decide to, and we can't wait to share more. And then there's the box art. Oh, okay, there's more. Today we can also reveal that pre-orders for Ghost... Okay, yeah, I don't care that much. Pre-orders, you got this is Deluxe Edition, Collector's Edition, with an extra in-game mask. You know, this is whatever. Okay, and you got like a Super Deluxe Collector's. Oh my god, finally we have to reveal, okay, Collector's Edition 2. Digital Deluxe Edition also includes... it's cool, I guess, but... Okay, here we go. Here's some more stuff. Well, we are so proud of Ghost Yōtei and have many more exciting things we can't wait to show you as we approach our release date. We are incredibly appreciative of all the support for Ghost of Tsushima and grateful for everyone who played, and hope you'll look forward to following the wind once again on October 2nd. Okay, so another thing I wanted to talk about for Ghost of Yōtei is kind of like my hopes for this game. So I loved that first game so much. The combat was amazing. Open world was beautiful. I loved the following wind mechanic that they just talked about at the end of the blog post there. Like just being able to set something on your map and just like you like slide up on the PlayStation touchpad, and then you're like the wind goes in that direction, and then there's nothing kind of in your way. It's just the wind, and you just follow the wind. Like that's so genius. And I wish more. Like I was really hoping leading up to Tears of the Kingdom that they would have kind of just straight up stole that idea. And then they also have those like genius. They have like birds that you'll follow in Ghost of Tsushima. You could just see a bird and it'll direct you to like a cool, interesting thing in the world that you can interact with. So I love how they had those aspects of the game, but I found once you get a bit into it, it feels very like Assassin's Creed, like checklist kind of thing. Like do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and like at a certain point, every open world game is that, and it's just like how much can you hide behind your cool other mechanics to make it like more interesting. Like Breath of the Wild does it really well, and so does Tears of the Kingdom. But at the end of the day, it is like an open world checklist game, and that's what open world games are. But I just hope that they're able to like hide that, I guess, a little better with Ghost of Yōtei, with more like clever mechanics and maybe a bigger map, like with more space in between things, because I felt like it was just constantly like pulling me in different directions, and that's cool. But in a game that's so beautiful, you kind of just want to sit there for a few minutes and just look. So yeah, I want like a bigger, somewhat emptier, like with more things to do, but with in a bigger space so that you have more room to breathe. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's that. I was talking about that for 14 minutes, not bad. Next, I want to talk about Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders. So as of recording this, I live in Canada. Switch 2 pre-orders start here in the next couple hours, actually, with Walmart, like at midnight. But in other parts of the world, they've already begun, including Japan, which has their own Japan exclusive Switch that's actually quite a bit cheaper than the other like international version. And apparently that one is selling much higher than Nintendo expected. And it gets me a little worried about pre-orders, but I'll have more to say once I get into it more. So let's just read through this article. So this comes from Lewis White at Video Gamer. Nintendo Switch 2 demand in Japan far exceeds the number of consoles that can be delivered on launch, says Nintendo. The upcoming release of the Nintendo Switch 2 in Japan is already causing issues for Nintendo as demand far exceeds the company's expectations, with a specific Japan-only model created to make the console actually affordable in the region. The new handheld has already seen millions of pre-orders. Nintendo Switch 2 fans won't get the console. Oh, sorry. Nintendo Switch 2 fans won't get the console. In a post on social media, Nintendo president Shintaro Furukawa explained that over 2.2 million fans had signed up for the chance to pre-order the console via the My Nintendo Store lottery. Unfortunately, the number of fans that have signed up to buy a console far exceeds the number of Nintendo Switch 2 consoles that can be delivered. In Japan, Nintendo warns that a significant number of customers will miss out on the console launch. However, any user that signed up for the initial lottery will be automatically entered into a second one as soon as possible for a chance at buying the console. In response to massive user demand, Furukawa explained that it is further strengthening its product to bring more consoles to the region. With cooperation of retailers, we will continue to ship the console and make efforts to get as many Nintendo Switch 2 consoles as possible into your hands. The Nintendo president said we plan to continue producing and shipping a considerable number of Nintendo Switch 2 units in the future. We apologize for the delay in our ability to meet your expectations, and we appreciate your understanding. The popularity of Nintendo's unreleased console hasn't only affected console sales. In fact, the console's popularity has caused microSD express cards to sell out worldwide, and it seems that scalpers are at fault this time. Fucking scalpers. With games like Cyberpunk 2077 coming to the console at launch alongside awesome first-party releases like Mario Kart World, the Switch 2 is certainly set to be another Nintendo success. While there are still concerns relating to the console's price as well as the price of new games, the hardware's launch hype is already set in stone. Okay, so this is about the Switch that's exclusive to Japan and how it has far exceeded their expectations. But how is 2.2 million in Japan far exceeding expectations? Like, I don't know. I guess that is quite a bit. But obviously in Japan, that would be the more popular model. Like, obviously, So they should have more of those. But then maybe Nintendo's like, well, we make more money from the other ones. But I don't know. Maybe they don't make much more money from the other ones. Like, why are they selling this? Tariffs, all this jazz. I don't fully understand. I'm not a business owner. I don't make products, but no, it is because yesterday, if you'd watched that, I was talking a bit about how in France they were selling extremely well, and I there wasn't much heard about like, oh, they can't keep up with this demand. It was just like, oh, it's doing great, it's selling really well. So seeing that it can't keep up with the demand in Japan is a little worrisome. However, I have my own source actually for once, as in I'm wanting to get a pre-order. So I called my local GameStop and I was like, hey, how you doing the pre-orders? And guy tells me that they are basically if you want an in-person one, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to buy it from a store rather than online, just because I'd rather get it like the day one, and I feel like it has a better chance if I do it through the store. So basically, they said, the store opens at 9:30, and around 9 o'clock, they're gonna start going around to people in line and handing out like tickets, and basically that that confirms their pre-order. But he told me like how many they had, and it was like they had like 130 or something like that for Switch with like Mario Kart, and then like 15 Switch without Mario Kart, which makes sense. I definitely think the Mario Kart one will be the more popular version. Weird that there's not many of like just the regular Switches, but whatever. I guess it makes Nintendo more money probably by selling the more expensive one. Um, but kind of crazy to me. So I bought a original Nintendo Switch from this very same GameStop. So I have direct, you know, a direct equivalent of buying a Switch console on launch from the same store. Although last time I wasn't able to get a pre-order, so I waited in line from like 5 a.m. It was this whole thing. It was a good day. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. So basically, I remember that day I was one of the first people in line, and I ended up getting one. But they only had a couple that weren't pre-orders. There was like 5, I think, that weren't pre-orders, and the rest were pre-orders, and there was like 30. So this is, quadruple that, triple that, quadruple, I guess, or more. So, it's significantly more than it was, at least for the Switch. But even then, it might still oversell. However, what I would say though, if you're trying to get it on launch and you don't get it, I think they'll be pretty quick to restock. So please don't buy from a scalper, because fuck scalpers. They're the worst. I think that's all I really had to say on that. I always try to find some Nintendo news because that's my favorite thing to talk about. But yeah, no, not a big news day for Nintendo. But I imagine there'll be a lot more tomorrow because the pre-orders open up. Sorry, let me just check something here. I just got a notification that they're up for pre-order at Costco. I'm back. I do not have a Costco account, and I didn't want to make one. And I know there's going to be more going up tonight, so I'm just not. I'm not going to bother. But I hope that didn't just ruin my chances of getting one. I hope I didn't accidentally show anything embarrassing on my. Actually, let me go BRB for a second to see if I accidentally leaked anything of my own here. I did actually leak some. Not. I just showed some things that I'm gonna have to cut out whenever this goes live, but that's fine. Nobody's watching now, so it should be all right. Can you cut stuff out of a live stream? Just a minute. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. It's probably not the best time to be figuring this stuff out. Okay, so I have one more little news thing I wanted to touch on that is quite interesting, actually. Just a fun little story. So Bethesda, I guess I have 2 Bethesda things. The new Oblivion remake came out yesterday. That was my big news story that I was talking about. But people are playing it, and they found there's a famous blooper, I guess, in the original where like a voice actor messes up their lines, and then they accidentally kept it in the game. And they kept that in the remaster, which is just hilarious because that was actually a thing I was talking about yesterday. Was I was worried that with the new remaster that it would take away some of the fun like jankiness of the original, and this kind of shows like, well, they kept it a little bit in mind, or they actually messed up. But I imagine they noticed they were aware of uh, the blooper in the original, and they're like, we got to keep it in. So hopefully they kept other things like that in as well. But I guess we'll see as more people play the game throughout the next little bit. So I'll read this here. It's from Chris Skillion at Video Games Chronicle. Let me do that one again. Oblivion Remastered still has the original's infamous dialogue blooper. Tandalwee, badly edited voice acting is still here for a new generation of players. One of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion's most infamous bloopers hasn't been fixed for the newly released remaster. Oblivion Remastered was released on Tuesday, offering a wealth of new features, including improved graphics, gameplay tweaks, and new voice acting to ensure all the races in the game now sound unique. While new voices have been recorded, however, those that were previously recorded for the original game remain intact. As such, this means one of the game's most humorous errors can still be found in the remastered, unchanged. Tuesday offering a wealth of new features, including improved graphics, gameplay tweaks, and new voice acting to ensure all the races in the game now sound unique. While new voices have been recorded, however, those that were previously recorded for the... I see. When players visit the Temple of the One in the Imperial City Temple District, they can find Tandalwee, the ironically titled Master Speechcraft Trainer. Once players have spoken to all the beggars, Tandalwee will offer the player speechcraft training, which lets them influence characters to trust them and potentially reveal new information to them. However, one of Tandalwee's lines in the game is, "I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, Imperial Legend compound, and temple all in the same night." Wait a minute, let me do that one again. "I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all in the same night." Clearly, Tandalwee's voice actor wasn't happy with her initial delivery on the line and asked to try it again, but whoever was in charge of editing the dialogue got it wrong and kept in both takes by mistake. So I have the clip of the original here. This is shared on YouTube by Mao Deegan. And I kind of skipped ahead a little bit. Make sure it's turned up so you can hear it.
You look like someone who's comfortable in heavy armor. Good day. I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one. I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Take care.
That's funny. I'm not sure who posted this one. But yeah, this is the new version from the same. This is the remastered version.
What can I do for you? I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one. I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night.
That's hilarious. Don't look at my recommendations. Okay. Let's continue. But that's so fun. I love that they would do that. What's more, whereas in the original Oblivion, the character's mouse movement were only synced to the original take, because Oblivion Remastered has automatic lip syncing tech, the full line, including the "let me do that one again" and both takes, all have full lip syncing. Yeah, just a fun little thing. I thought that was funny. I just wanted to show it off. But there is actually another little news thing to do with Oblivion again. So if you don't know, there's this team working on a mod for Skyrim called Sky Oblivion, where they're basically just trying to put the game of Oblivion in the Skyrim engine, which you might think is kind of obsolete. Not obsolete, but has a lot less of a reason to exist now that the Oblivion Remastered came out. But luckily, or at least Bethesda has always been good with showcasing mods for their games, and it seems like they're pretty chill with this, even though I guess that kind of is like a direct threat, I would say, to their business for the new Oblivion remaster. But they're they're taking this one on the chin. Well, not really. They're allowing this mod to go forward. It hasn't. I don't think it's been released yet. And yeah, so I'll read through it here. This comes from Victoria Kennedy at Eurogamer. Bethesda has no intention to shut down fan-made Skyblivion mod. Shake, rattle, and scroll. It may have now released its own remaster of The Elder Scrolls 4. Sorry. It may have released its own remaster of The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, but that doesn't mean Bethesda is planning on shutting down work on the fan-made Skyblivion mod. Let's be honest, we all knew a spruced-up version of Oblivion was on the cards. In the cards, come on, Victoria. Along with those screenshots on Developers Virtuos website, references to the project were also spotted on Bethesda's own website before Bethesda had made any official announcement. Then last night, it finally got around to telling us what we all already knew. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered is real and available to play now. However, while this was exciting for many, there is one particular group this announcement was perhaps less than welcome for. Sorry. At least in terms of timing. That would be TES Renewal, the team working on Skyblivion, a volunteer-based project seeking to remake Oblivion in the Skyrim engine. When word of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remaster started getting more traction last week, project lead Rebel Z's said Bethesda's then impending announcement changes nothing as far as the Skyblivion team were concerned. Rebel Z's on the outside at least remained positive about the project and the upcoming remaster being able to both thrive, stating it's a win-win for fans of Oblivion. Yeah, that's true. Now the TES Renewal team has gone one step further and assured its Skyblivion community has no intention of shutting down our project. Assured its Skyblivion... Oh, Bethesda has no intention of shutting down our project. It additionally thanked the studio for the Oblivion Remastered game keys Bethesda gifted the entire modding team. This means so much to us. Thank you for everything. While this is good news for the Skyblivion team and all those looking forward to the project's release, which is slated for sometime this year, Bethesda itself has said it has no plans for Oblivion Remastered to have official mod support. Meanwhile, since its release last night, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion has pulled in some impressive player numbers for Bethesda and co-developer Virtuos. Over on Steam, Oblivion Remastered has an 298 concurrent player peak so far. This is just like a good news little story. It's good to see Bethesda isn't shutting down, the people that love their games, because, that's the people that make these things is the ones that love their games. Although, yeah, I would say it is like it's a direct threat to their, I think, maybe, I guess they do say it's win-win, but, there will be people that will, instead of buying the Elder Scrolls 4 Remastered, will instead just get this Skyblivion mod for free because, or they'll buy Skyrim and get this Skyblivion mod for free, and it's just but being honest, that's going to be such a small proportion of people. Most people that want the remaster are just going to get the remaster, I would imagine. So I don't know. It's just a fun little story. So now there's going to be 3 ways to play the original Oblivion, which is fun. Bethesda's always been good for mods, and under leadership of Xbox is pretty laissez-faire when it comes to their studios, as in they just let them do what they want. I mean, not fully, they still shut stuff down, they still lay people off, but I'd say comparatively to PlayStation, they're pretty good with that stuff. Yeah, no, it's just this was just a interesting story to see. Just wanted to kind of go over it. There wasn't a whole lot of news today, so I might kind of end this. 40 minutes, that's a good time. Yeah, no, thanks for anybody that watched. I will be back tomorrow. There'll probably be some good news about actually, let me switch over to just me. I'll be back tomorrow. There'll probably be some good news about Switch 2 pre-orders in North America. So I'll probably be talking about that a bit. I'll be updating on whether or not I got my pre-order. Hopefully, I will. And yeah, no, cool. Thanks for anybody that decides to watch this later. I will see you next time.